rained out quite a bit here and there trying to finish up straw. Just happens like out of the break from the weather. Every time you get something prepared to go bale, you get 2 inches of rain. Then something else, I tell you. We're back at it again here today. We're down here at the North Farm on the hill, baling straw. Dad's behind me with the 95 XT to drop the bucket. We're using our accumulator system. Been using that quite a bit here lately. It's been working well. There's definitely a learning curve to it. You don't want to feed anything into the intake of this thing while you're making a turn. If you do, you'll end up busting the bale and starting to shoot back out. Quite a bit of a learning curve with this thing. I think I've got it figured out now. That doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. I'm human, I make mistakes. I'm learning, but it's working good. Dad's over there with the grapple system, you can see. We're going to try and get this hill knocked out down here at their place and get off to the Snur property. Really trying to finish up straw over today and tomorrow. We'll see what comes of it with the weather in time if we get finished up or not. Calling for rain, I guess, according to Dad's weather. According to mine, they're not. It's been kind of a hit or miss thing here lately this year. So, we're going to see what we can get done today. We've got both the main farm and the west farm barn full. They're full of straw. We're working on the north farm barn now. So this is the last barn to fill with straw. Hopefully we can get it full and get things done and get wrapped up. Then it'll be off to, well, dirt cutting, I guess, will be the next thing we'll bale. Between that, I suppose we'll maybe do a couple summer seedings of alfalfa here we've been talking about doing, and got cover crops to plant, dirt to haul, got lots to do. So we're going to get back after it here and get this straw baled up. Hopefully it's a good day. Be a good day. Back after it here. The hill down here on Mom and Dad's. It's about 8 o'clock now. Dad and I are both tired. We're shuffling stuff around, getting things moved around for tomorrow morning, and we're gonna call it a day. So I guess it's been a good day for the most part. Well, good morning, folks. It's another day here. The following day, ended up finishing up baling last night about 8 o'clock. Got the trailers moved home. Finished the North Farm hill there. That was enough for the day, so we called it. So this morning, did barn chores, all that fun stuff we do every day. And then I had a couple things to run after. Actually used my last shear bolt yesterday afternoon. Kind of made me a little bit nervous there finishing up if I was going to be able to finish without breaking the last bolt, but I managed to get done. So I went and grabbed a couple packs of those, so both balers will have a couple new bags of shear bolts. So I'll throw 2 of those in each baler. That way we're good to go on that front. Came over here to Snurs. I raked this field yesterday morning. We never got over here yesterday to bale. Had 2 more to rake on the west side of the hill over here. So finished those up this morning here after making a couple runaround parts we had to get. Just before lunch here, brought the 450 and the one trailer we have over here. Dad will bring the M and the little wagon we have for hauling bales, as well as the grapple buckets on that. So we got a little bit more stuff to move around here before we're ready to get fired up, but we're pretty close. So I'm gonna go home, grab a quick bite to eat because it's just before lunch here, and then we're gonna get back after it and see if we can finish up straw today. That's the objective anyways, to be able to get wrapped up, get things taken home, put away, and then I guess if it wants to rain again, it can rain again. Seems to be a never-ending thing this year. Just get fired up and you get shut down by rain. But as of right now, it looks like it's dry, at least for the remainder of the week here. So I'm gonna grab a quick bite. We're gonna get back at it. Well, we're back baling now. Got a bit of an issue that keeps happening. So this accumulator is a 15 bale accumulator. It's supposed to have 5 rows of 3. And this is the final one that runs in. And what happens is this arm over here gets pushed over, which brings this bar over up front under here. This right here, okay? Which then will engage this lever with this bar that actually runs down to the back that trips the release to make the end gate drop out. And this is for when the last bale hits it. You can see what it would do if this was together. It would push down, which would in turn pull that arm up. Well, for some reason, on the final bale that should go in this accumulator, it won't trip that arm. And so what ends up happening is a 4th bale ends up getting in this row before there's enough pressure to make these bales actuate that lever, which would push that, which would drop the back of this accumulator out. I don't know what's wrong with it. I have tried every remedy that I can think of. I have made sure that it is greased plenty. The bales are tight and heavy. I gotta set this down a second. The bales are tight and heavy, so they should have enough weight to do their job. You can tell by looking at this up here. First off, it's stainless steel, so there's no corrosion. And secondly, you can see it's nice and shiny smooth. It's not dull like the outside edges where no bales run. So there really is no reason for this to not trip. I have actuated this with the bales out. That will, with no problem, disengage this end gate. But with bales in here, if you stop before it puts the 4th bale in, and you come up here, and so this arm will be over, and this will be engaged, but it won't push it down. If you yank on this, it has ungodly pressure on it, and I don't know why. I really don't. These bales aren't excessively heavy by any means. They're straw. I mean, they're nice and light and fluffy. I mean, they're a nice bale. They got good weight, and you know, they're densely packed, but they're not 100 pounds. I mean, I put, you know, 70, 80 pound plus bales of hay in this accumulator, and it actuates that thing just fine. I really don't know why it's doing that. It's starting to get a little aggravating. I don't know what the remedy is. I talked to Sterling Farm Equipment. That's the local dealer for Coons equipment, and they, one gentleman at the service department said something about putting some type of wax on the steel inside there. Maybe the bale doesn't have enough inertia, but watching the bales, they look like they're doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, when they come out the the top of the bale chute there and go down to the bottom, I mean, they're moving so fast that they hit that end gate and bounce back a little bit. So there's no excessive drag. So I really don't know what the deal is. If any of you guys have ever had issues with this, please drop in the comments what the fix was, because you know, having to get off and fix it every time you dump a stack every 15 bales, yeah, it gets a little old, you know. When you got like 1,000 bales or plus to go for a day, every 15 bales off gets annoying.
Well, we're hoping that this is the last day of baling straw today. We're over here at Snurs and hoping to wrap it up this afternoon. Barns are getting full. I don't know how many of you guys remember this old wreck we brought home from down by Columbus. It's been on the cattle trailer, but it got called out of cattle service to bale service. So it's been kind of nice. Got 2 rigs, so we got this one and the other one on the 450, and then that bale wagon over there. So yesterday, I think I had 36 flats on yesterday. They weren't all full, but yeah, it's making it nice to get this job done. It's faster than the stack wagons. Stack wagons work. It got us started with this business, but this is by no means any comparison. This is a lot faster. So it's just a matter of transferring the skid steer back and forth, which is kind of a pain. So, but we're working on that. We've got a good used loader we bought that we're working on. We want to put it on that 884 over there. It was on the 806, so we need to do a little frame, or make a new frame to mount it. So that'll be coming up here maybe next week. I'd like to get that done. Then that rig there can run in the field, and it can drive itself to the field. We don't have to haul it. And the skidder can stay home on the grabber and put them away. So that'd be kind of nice. So I'm gonna take this home, get another trailer to get the last ever picked up. these real long fields, you can get across the field a little bit faster. Saves you some time. But you can only go so fast if it's rough. I learned everything I know about these tie grabbers watching another guy on YouTube. But I can't remember. He makes a lot of hay. Hayhand Mike or something like that. Anyway, that's who I watched about this coon system earlier this spring. We had this system last summer, the accumulator, but we just didn't have enough labor to get the time we needed to get it up and running. I guess the biggest thing was getting this skid steer properly wired to run this tie grabber. You got to have electricity, 12 volt DC, to run these valves down here to switch functions, because the tie mechanism is hydraulically driven. So there's a learning curve to everything. I'm getting much better at it. Now when I said something, I'll probably puke. But had a little issue with it starting off. They had a spring on the twine knife that resembled a ballpoint pen spring. It was so weak, flimsy, and it wouldn't return it, and kept coming unthreaded for me. And the directions on the dumb thing on how to thread the knotter, they weren't right. Every time I tried to thread it the way they said to thread it, it wouldn't thread. Just so happened to have a baler mechanic over here working on the baler for Ben the same day I was having trouble. And I asked him if he ever worked on one of these, and they said no, and he said he'd take a look at it. But anyway, come to find out, we just weren't threading it properly. But once you get it threaded right, it works fine. So I haven't had any issues with it since. The only thing I've learned with these is you don't put too much downward pressure on them when you're squeezing your bales, because it will break the strings. We make these bales so tight that I think we're almost to the limit of what this twine can handle as far as pressure. Next year we might try the next size bigger. I think they said it's a 304. That's the other twine. Another thing I learned is you have to have your engine RPM up pretty far to get the kind of pressure you need to activate this knotter to make it tie. That's another thing I have learned. Got to keep the RPMs up on the tie side to get it all the way around knotted and cut. But other than that, it's been working pretty good. So I'm gonna shut her off here for a little bit. Yellow, something don't look right. Okay. Well, we got wrapped up in the field. We got everything baled and picked up. So we're back here down here at the North Farm now. Got everything out here. Got 2 goosenecks loaded. Had 1 bundle we threw on that little wagon over there. So we're gonna get all this stuff unloaded and put away. This barn is kind of tedious for getting bales into. You drive up this ramp here, up onto the floor for the mow, and that beam right there, when you boom up, your auxiliary hydraulics are on your left-hand arm, and they come up and they can harpoon right into that. And actually, you can see a mark right there, maybe, where last year that actually happened. And it broke the fitting off
at the end of the hose. That's a specialty hose made by Case. That is a Case specific hose. You can't get it anywhere else. You can't get adapters, anything of that nature. So we had to buy a brand new hose and run it up the boom of that machine, so it comes in the back off the engine bay. There's a 90-degree fitting, and it comes in the back, goes up the arm, follows the arm up, and comes out front. You can see the two hydraulic remote hoses sticking out the front. But that's where it routes. It was kind of an expensive hose. We don't really want to have to fix that again. We have yet to get the time to build a guard. We've been talking about doing that for a while, just haven't had the time to get it done. So that's on the list for sure. Well, we're gonna call that for the day. It's 8:30. Just got done closing things up down there at the North Farm, moving things down here to the West Farm. We got a couple more places we can stick some more straw at. We've got a little bit left on the trailer here. You can see that didn't quite fit in the barn down there. So in the morning, we'll use the 95 over there to grab that and stash it in the top of the barn. Actually got a little hole in the floor that we throw straw down for so we can bed with. So we'll probably put a little bit underneath the floor there. That way we've got bedding for the next couple weeks here. But we're gonna call it for the day. It's been a long day, but straw is, I think, pretty well wrapped up. That was the last stuff we had mowed. We have, I think, a 15 and a 10-acre field left, I think. But neither of those really had much straw in them after the harvest of the wheat. The wheat was pretty small in those two fields. I think they need lime, but we'll take care of that for next year. But we're gonna call it. I think we're gonna probably, if anything, probably just disc that one field for a summer seeding of hay, and the other one we're just gonna no-till our cover crops right into. I don't think we're gonna bother mowing it. There's not much there, so it's not worth, you know, burning the diesel fuel in time for it. So I guess I'm probably gonna end this video here. That way the straw is wrapped up and it works out to be a nice end of a video there. So if this is the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it turned out well. Thanks for watching. God bless. And I'll see you on the next one.